Did you hear that Elon Musk introduced the Cybercab that will be available by 2026? That's what we'll discuss today, and you'll learn 50 advanced words and phrases. Welcome back to JForrest English. Of course, I'm Jennifer. Now let's get started. Let's review the headline. Tesla reveals the Cybercab, aiming for production by 2026 as it moves towards autonomous vehicles. So here is the Cybercab and Elon Musk, of course, on the left. So let's reveal this. Tesla reveals the Cybercab. So this is the name of the vehicle, aiming for production by 2026. When you reveal something, it means that you make it publicly known, but it was previously either unknown or secret. So of course, Tesla, Elon Musk, has been working on this project for many, many years, but they just revealed it to the public. So we get to know about it, and the information was previously unknown. That's why we use this expression with the word the truth a lot. She revealed the truth. And you could continue on. She revealed the truth about the Cybercab, for example, or it was revealed. So notice this sentence structure is to be revealed. You conjugate your verb to be, and then revealed is always in that ed. And notice that soft D, revealed, revealed. Repeat, revealed. It was revealed that, and then we need a clause, a subject, verb, object. The project is delayed. So this information, which was unknown, is now publicly known. Tesla revealed the Cybercab, introduced it to the public, aiming for production by 2026. Now notice here, this is in the ing form. Now the full form would be the Tesla Cybercab, or the Cybercab is aiming for production by 2026, but then you can just take the main verb in ing, aiming for. And of course, that's their goal. That's their target as it moves towards autonomous vehicles. So as it, who is the it? As Tesla, as a company, as the company moves towards, so now their goal is, their focus is autonomous vehicles. And of course, an autonomous vehicle is a self-driving vehicle, so it is not driven by a human. The vehicle drives itself. Don't worry about taking notes. I summarize everything in a free lesson PDF. You can find the link in the description. Let's continue and learn about the Cybercab. Tesla CEO Elon Musk. Now, what do you notice about this part? Maybe you might be more familiar with having it as a possessive. Tesla's CEO, Elon Musk. So Elon Musk, as the CEO, belongs to Tesla. So that is very common. Without the possessive, it's just being used as the adjective. It describes which CEO? Well, Tesla CEO. And who is that CEO? Elon Musk. Either way is fine. I wrote it here with the possession. Tesla's CEO, Elon Musk, has unveiled. This is another word for revealed. In articles, they tend to avoid using the same word over again, which is why it's important to learn synonyms. So we have revealed, and now you know unveiled. And you can use it in the same sentence structure that we learned with reveal. Now, the word unveil has a slightly different use because we tend to use it more when we're showing something visually, whereas reveal could be for showing something or sharing something, where words, you can't visually see them, but this car, you can visually see it. So there are subtle differences when learning synonyms. So reveal can be used in any situation, and then unveil is generally used when you can visibly see an object. So you can think of it more as shown or displayed for the first time. So Tesla CEO Elon Musk has unveiled a robo-taxi called Cybercab. So again, the name of this autonomous vehicle, self-driving vehicle, is Cybercab. because cab is another word for taxi. You can say, I need a taxi I need a cab. So that's where that comes from, Cybercab. And then robo-taxi is the category of vehicles that are autonomous and that are available to transport people for hire, a taxi, a cab. So robo-taxi is the category and Cybercab is the specific name. Again, we see aiming because we know it is aiming. Tesla, the company Tesla or Elon Musk is aiming, and then we can just take the verb in ing, aiming to shift the focus. To shift the focus. So to change the focus, and then we shift something from to. So from is where it currently is, and then to is where it's going. So right now the focus is on affordable electric cars. That's the focus of the company Tesla. But it wants to change that focus to robotic vehicles, autonomous vehicles, self-driving vehicles. This is a great phrase to have in your vocabulary for meetings, perhaps, or more formal situations. You could use this in your daily speech as well, but let's say for my purpose, I could say, let's shift the focus from grammar. That's what we're currently discussing, let's say, from grammar to pronunciation. So it means I'm going to stop talking about grammar and start talking about pronunciation. Let's shift the focus. And when you use this expression, you don't need to use the from part. If it's obvious, you can just focus on the to. So I could say, let's shift the focus to becoming fluent faster, which means I'm going to stop talking about whatever I'm currently talking about and start talking about this subject, becoming fluent faster. And notice this verb in ing because to is a preposition. So if you have a verb, it needs to be in ing. So if you want to start discussing becoming fluent faster, then put let's do it, let's shift the focus, let's do it, put that in the comments. And hopefully you agree that this method will help you do just that, become fluent faster. Set to cost under $30,000. So under, of course, means less than $30,000. Now, if it's set to cost, it means that right now they expect or anticipate it will cost this much. But remember, this isn't available right now. So in the future, the price could change, which is why they use set to cost. Right now, we think the cost will be under less than $30,000. But because they said set to, we know it might change when the car is actually available to the public. The vehicle features gull wing doors. So here visually, this is a gull wing door. So normally car doors don't open upwards, they open outwards. So this is called a gull wing door. Gull wing doors, no steering wheel or pedals. The pedals are on the floor that you use with your feet for gas and brake. Those are the pedals. So there will be no steering wheel, no pedals. Why? Because it's an autonomous vehicle. No human will be driving it. So these are not needed. And is expected to enter mass production by 2026. Now, instead of saying expected to enter, what could we say? You just learned it, and is set to enter mass production by 2026. But again, like I said, articles, more formal writing, it's preferred to use synonyms and not repeat the same words over and over again if possible. So that's why this was changed from set to expected to, but the meaning is the same. Now, if it's expected to, set to, plan to enter mass production by 2026, when will it enter mass production? Mass production means that it will be produced on a large scale. So right now they're producing 1 car, 2 cars to test it and then make changes to it. But mass production means they'll make thousands of cars at one time. So by 2026, when? On or before 2026, because 2026, January 1st, 2026 is the deadline, but it could be on the deadline or before the deadline would be by 2026. So if your boss or anyone says, send me the changes by 5 p.m. Now, if you submit them at 4:59 or before 4:30, 4:45, congratulations, you met the deadline. Met is the past simple of meet. So you meet a deadline, past simple, met. If you submit them at 5, congratulations, you met the deadline. But if you submit them at 5:01, technically, even though it's only 1 minute, technically you missed the deadline. So you can meet a deadline or you miss a deadline. And then the past simple is met and missed, because by is on or before. Now, it's common to add by 5 at the latest, which isn't actually necessary to add these 3 words because that is what this means. But native speakers will add this just to remind the person that 5:01 is not acceptable. So if you see these 3 words at the latest, honestly, we can make this even stronger. At the absolute latest, to make it even stronger, you can add those 4 words, but it's not necessary. Are you enjoying this lesson? If you are, then I want to tell you about the Finally Fluent Academy. This is my premium training program where we study native English speakers from TV, the movies, YouTube, and the news so you can improve your listening skills of fast English, expand your vocabulary with natural expressions, and learn advanced grammar easily. Plus, you'll have me as your personal coach. You can look in the description for the link to learn more, or you can go to my website and click on Finally Fluent Academy. Now let's continue with our lesson. Next, in the article, they included this image, which is a post on X, which is actually the platform formerly known as Twitter, which Elon Musk owns. So this person, Sawyer Merritt, I don't know who that is, posted breaking. Here is the first look at Tesla's Cybercab, and it looks like this is a video. So what does the word breaking mean here? Breaking. We use this in the context of introducing news to show that the information is new, urgent, or recently released, which I guess means new. So new or urgent. We say breaking. That's why a lot of headlines will say breaking news, breaking news. They're saying it's either new information or it's urgent information that you should pay attention to. This to me doesn't seem urgent, so I would say it's just new. Here's the first look. So again, it gives the sense of being new. And this person goes on to say, it looks sick in person, with all capital letters and 2 exclamation points. My question to you is, does this person like it or not like it? Based on what they said, it looks sick in person. Do they like it? Is it good or not good? They don't like it. What do you think? You can put your choice, thumbs up or thumbs down, yes or no, good or bad, in the comments before I reveal the answer. Well, if I told you that I'm sick, that's bad, right? I don't feel well. Oh, I'm sick. But if I said that car looks sick or that car is sick, this is actually a good thing. In colloquial English, in more slang, informal English, this means the car looks impressive or the car looks really great. So this has a positive meaning in this context. I would personally use awesome or amazing, which is generally accepted English. But again, if you want to sound really cool and you want to sound like you're 20 to 30 years old and you want to sound informal, you can say it looks sick or it is sick. Okay, let's continue. Despite Musk's bold vision. So now notice that there's a possessive because the bold vision belongs to Elon Musk. We could also replace this with the company Tesla's with the possessive as well, bold vision. And here, a bold vision is more of an ambitious vision. Now, the meaning can change slightly depending on context. For example, it's bold of you to ask your boss for a promotion. So it's bold. You're being bold by asking your boss for a promotion. It is bold of you to do something. So notice that sentence structure. You could talk about someone else and say, it's bold of my husband to start a business or whatever it might be. So it's bold of someone to do something. In this case, you can think of it as ambitious because it does require ambition, but it also requires courage and confidence. And same meaning for a vision as well. So keep this in mind. It's ambitious, but it requires a lot of courage and confidence to have a bold vision. So courageous or confident, those are the adjectives, and you can have courage. Courage is a noun. You can have courage, you can have confidence. So those are the nouns, and then these are the adjectives. Despite Musk's bold vision for autonomous driving, self-driving vehicles, experts raised concerns about safety, regulation, and the practicality of his timeline. Okay, so you raise concerns. Raise means you discuss them, you bring them up, you make them known. So that would be raise concerns. And you can use the preposition about, or I commonly hear over, raised concerns over safety, regulation, and the practicality. Do you know what this means? The practicality of his timeline? Well, remember his timeline is, do you remember? He wants mass production, large scale production, thousands of cars per day, mass production by, on or before 2026. That is his timeline. So one's timeline is when they want to complete activities by. So that's the timeline. Now the practicality of his timeline is asking how practical is this timeline? So the practicality, this is the noun form of the word practical. If you were to use the adjective, which is more commonly known, practical, you would change the sentence structure. So you would say, experts raise concerns over how practical his timeline is. Now, you could also just say experts raise concerns over his timeline and just use his timeline, and it's understood that they're talking about how practical the timeline is. So we have practicality, the noun, and practical, the adjective. Musk acknowledged previous delays, but reaffirmed his belief that self-driving technology would drastically improve road safety. Let's look at reaffirmed, because when you add re before the verb affirm, it means that he's doing it again. So to affirm means to strongly state something. I affirm my commitment to helping my students improve their fluency. I'm stating it strongly. Now, if I reaffirm it, it means I previously stated it and now I'm stating it again. So you could say restate and it would have the same meaning, but you must add that re to show that he has previously done it and he's now doing it again. And drastically is a great word to have in your vocabulary. It's an adverb and it's used to mean to a large degree. So improve safety, improve road safety to a large degree, drastically. Now, again, remember we talked about learning synonyms. You probably already know at least significantly, I imagine, significantly, substantially, considerably. So now you've learned 4 synonyms to mean to a large degree that you can use in many different contexts. And remember, it's an adverb, so it modifies the verb improve in this case. Would drastically improve road safety, predicting a 10-fold improvement over human drivers. I'm sure you can imagine how much of an improvement a 10-fold improvement is, right? Of course, 10-fold means by a factor of 10. So 10 times. So of course, 10 times is a very large amount. Hopefully you might say my vocabulary increased, or you could use improved as your verb. Increased, improved 10-fold. By a factor of 10, 10 times the improvement, 10-fold by learning English with the news, what you're doing right now. So put that's right in the comments if you agree that your vocabulary increased 10-fold or will increase 10-fold if this is the first time you're learning with me. But just note that you can't turn 10 into the number 10. Although, of course, I would understand you if you sent this in an email or a text message. This isn't actually a word because it's one word and you must spell it as 10, T-E-N, and it's one word, tenfold. So don't use the number 10 and the word fold. That doesn't work. Okay, let's continue. However, little detail was provided on how Tesla plans to outpace its competitors. The verb outpace means to either move faster or progress faster than. So in this case, it's its competitors, Tesla's competitors. Now notice here, little detail. This means that not a lot of detail. So instead of saying not a lot of detail, you can just say little detail, little detail. And notice there's no article. It's not a little detail. It's just little detail. Musk also teased advancements. So in this case, if he teased advancements, it means he mentioned them very briefly, but he didn't go into detail. He didn't elaborate on them. So I might tease that I have a new lesson for you. I might say something like, well, maybe you should watch my channel next week. So I don't specifically say it, but I give you the impression, or I share some details that make you think that I have a new lesson, but I don't go into details. So he teased advancements in Tesla's humanoid robot Optimus. So the name of this robot, this humanoid robot, is Optimus. To be honest, I'm not too sure what humanoid is for a robot. Maybe you do, you can let me know. But the name of this robot is Optimus. So we provided some details, a small amount of details, which is projected to cost between $20,000 and $30,000. So again, projected to, before we saw another way of saying that, you can use either set or projected or expected, excuse me. So set to, now set is the past of these. So projected is in the past, expected, and same with set because this is an irregular verb, which is set to, projected to. So right now they think it will cost this much, but that amount may change when the product is available. And could perform. So because they're using the modal verb could, I know this is possibility. I don't know this is factual right now. It's just a possibility, and could perform household tasks in the future. So this robot called Optimus has the possibility or potential of performing household tasks in the future. The event marked a pivotal moment in Tesla's shift towards autonomous transportation. So here previously we learned from to. Now notice they're using towards. You can use towards or you can use to. And here marked means represented. So the event represented a pivotal, an important, or a crucial. So again, learn synonyms at the same time. They will help you communicate in different ways to add a variety to your speech. A pivotal moment in Tesla's shift towards or to autonomous transportation. However, concerns linger. Oh, if the concerns linger, it means they remain. They remain longer than they should. So this sounds like Tesla or Elon Musk tried to say, this is our plan. So he tried to address their concerns with his plan or his outline. But even after that, the concerns linger. So they remain longer than they should. Concerns linger about Musk's ability to deliver on these promises. So to meet the deadlines, so to deliver on these promises, to meet the deadlines, especially as Tesla faces increased competition in the robo-taxi market and risks missing its delivery targets. Because remember, you either meet a deadline or you miss a deadline. But you can also miss a target because a target is the same as a deadline for the year. So that's why these concerns linger. So now what I'll do is I'll read the article from start to finish, and this time you can focus on my pronunciation. Tesla reveals the Cybercab, aiming for production by 2026 as it moves towards autonomous vehicles. Tesla CEO Elon Musk has unveiled a robotaxi called Cybercab, aiming to shift the focus from affordable electric cars to robotic vehicles. Set to cost under $30,000, the vehicle features gull-wing doors, no steering wheel or pedals, and is expected to enter mass production by 2026. Despite Musk's bold vision for autonomous driving, experts raise concerns about safety, regulation, and the practicality of his timeline. Musk acknowledged previous delays, but reaffirmed his belief that self-driving technology would drastically improve road safety, predicting a tenfold improvement over human drivers. However, little detail was provided on how Tesla plans to outpace its competitors. Musk also teased advancements in Tesla's humanoid robot Optimus, which is projected to cost between $20,000 and $30,000 and could perform household tasks in the future. The event marked a pivotal moment in Tesla's shift towards autonomous transportation. However, concerns linger about Musk's ability to deliver on these promises, especially as Tesla faces increased competition in the robo-taxi market and risks missing its delivery targets for the year. Do you want me to make another Learn English with the News lesson? If you do, then put more in the comments below. And of course, make sure you like this lesson, share it with your friends, and subscribe so you're notified every time I post a new lesson. And you can get this free speaking guide where I share 6 tips on how to speak English fluently and confidently. You can click here to download it or look for the link in the description. And I have another lesson on the topic of robo-taxis, so make sure you watch it right now.